Why, hello there. I am Captain Crazy.
And I'm Princess.
And this is our RWBY review for Volume 1, Chapter 9.
The Stray. Also, if you're following along online, it is Chapter 15.
So this is the second last chapter of the volume, if you're going by the DVD release. Might be the second or third last chapter, roughly. A little bit about that, yeah.
This chapter, again, is about meeting new characters and setting up the introduction of the Vital Festival again. Yes.
So the tournament that we talked about in the last one that kind of got hinted, which is Volume 3. Well, I can't remember what's in Volume 2 now. But, yes. Okay.
That's why we rewatch it before we can do a review.
So in this one we get to meet a few new characters. We also get to learn a little bit more about the relationship of Weiss and Blake. Weiss being very...
snob.
Yep, and almost as racist as
Carden.
So
she won't go out and start pulling on people's ears, but because of her family history and the interactions with the White Fang, which is a faunist group of enthusiasts?
Rebels.
Rebels?
They're a gang that are centered toward... They're the terrorist organization, essentially.
They're just tired of being mistreated.
Exactly. So they're trying to fight for equal rights. They're just going about it in a very violent and disruptive manner.
So one of the targets is the Snee family company. They've stolen stuff from them. They've unfortunately even killed some relatives and workers for the Snee company. So that's where Weiss's hatred is founded from.
Yeah, so it's not horribly unfounded. It's just she has a very narrow view of...
All of them are...
Or skewed and biased view of the faunus in general because of the White Fang.
Very black and white view. They're all evil rascals.
Rapscallions. So we first see RWBY, well, Team RWBY. It's just so much easier than saying all their names. So we see Team RWBY down by the piers, awaiting the boats that are apparently carrying the students from the other schools that will be in Vale for the tournament. We see a faunus that I believe is cat faunus because of the tail. No, a monkey tail.
The banana didn't give it away.
Why did I notice the banana?
How did you not notice the banana? He throws the banana on somebody and, But he stows away on the ship.
And then...
people start to chase him.
Yeah, and then Team RWBY starts to chase him and they run into...
They chase him because they want to check out the competition.
Yeah. And they run into a very interesting character by the name of Penny.
I love Penny.
Penny!
Salutations.
Yes. So they say that Penny does not look ready for a fight, and she goes, "I'm combat ready!"
To which Weiss says, "You don't look combat ready." And then Blake replies, "Says the one in a dress." And then Weiss's reply is, "It's a combat skirt." And gives a high five to RWBY, who just magically appears right beside her.
Yeah.
That's right. Combat skirts rock.
So yeah, Princess's favorite part, and she butchered it horribly. So yeah, you get a bit of humor in this episode.
Yep.
And RWBY makes the mistake of saying, goodbye, friend, to Penny, which opens a whole nother can of worms, because now Penny just clings to that.
What'd you say?
We're friends?
We're friends?
And the rest of Team RWBY is behind going, oh. And RWBY goes, Sure. And they all fall down.
RWBY's very carefree and, wants to make friends anyway, so...
Yep. And then Weiss starts rambling about the monkey boy and
The faunists again, and how they're all evil, and
rapscallions and thieves and yeah,
and starts a big argument with Blake, who starts to defend them.
And they literally argue all the way
day.
home and then into the night. And then eventually Blake just walks out, and it's actually revealed that she herself is a cat faunus.
Yep, she reveals to Ruby and team that she was actually part of the White Fang by mistake. She just says, maybe we were just tired of it.
Yep. And then, yeah, she doesn't actually necessarily...
She uses the term we in regards to the White Fang. Because they discuss whether or not she was part of the White Fang later on.
That's true. And so, yeah, she reveals her cat ears that are hidden...
beneath her bow.
Yeah, beneath her bow.
Which, during the previous chapters, you do actually see twitch occasionally. The bow. If you pay attention.
And then she meets Monkey Boy, and they
Sun.
go off.
His name is Sun.
She meets Monkey Boy. And they go off and start talking, and...
They have a cup of tea.
And Team RWBY is actually worried now. Well, at least Ruby is worried. Weiss is not. And Yang is worried that now Blake has been gone for an entire weekend, and they need to find her.
Yes.
Because she's still their teammate.
Mm-hmm. Regardless of whether or not she was part of the White Fang, they need to find her and get the arguments straightened out.
Yep. So this chapter has a lot of the, again, the racist type discussions and that theology and the equality aspect, or the terrorists trying to get their equality. Mm-hmm. So it's the look at the other side of the equation. So you have the people that the White Fang is evil, this is what they are doing, but now you have it from the other side a little bit, or a little bit of that insight to understand why a organization. We'll go back to French Revolution. They had to take down their king because he was a lunatic, essentially. So if the people in power are not capable of leading correctly, then to take down that power that is actually more harmful than good, or to fight for, basically your rights, sometimes you have to go extreme measures. And I think that's what the White Fang was about, and that's what Blake tries to that's how she tries to portray them. It's just she doesn't want to reveal that she was part of them, so it makes it more difficult, because then it's just, well, I think they were just misguided, because how do you go into it deeper without revealing that you're part of said or were part of said organization? Yeah.
Yes.
What are your thoughts on the episode, dear?
I just like how it expands on the world of Vale. So it's not just confined to strictly just the school zone. This is the world. These are some of the issues that are going on to the world. It's bigger than just Team RWBY studying.
Yep. Oh, and the trigger that brought up this whole fauna White Fang discussion was that a local dust shop in Vale had actually been broken into, and only the dust was stolen, which RWBY clearly points out that, well...
It could have been Torchwick, but Weiss automatically assumes that it was the White Fang.
Yeah, because no cash taken out of the register, but, I don't know, Torchwick seems to be rich, so he doesn't need the money. The White Fang...
I don't know if he's rich.
He has access to airships and...
He just steals it all. That doesn't mean that he's rich.
Okay, he seems to be rich. So he wouldn't really want the money, but we know he has a very high investment in dust.
Yes.
And values dust, so that would make sense. Where the White Fang, being one of those rebel type
Organizations?
That's the word. Rebel type organization, they would need the funds as well because, you know, they have to feed all their people, house, arm, so they would need the money and therefore probably take it as well as the dust.
And that's about all we have to discuss, I think, for this chapter.
A lot happens, but not a lot happens. It's one of those weird things where the way these episodes are structured, you get a lot of information in a very short amount of time. So you'll get out of it and go, holy crap, that was a good episode. Lots happened, and then you really think about it, and no, not a lot happened, just a lot happened in a very short amount of time. It's not like Dragon Ball Z where you literally get 2 episodes of, I am so constipated,
It's over 9,000!
Exactly. I know I'm not hating on Dragon Ball Z. I love Dragon Ball Z. I own all of the Dragon Ball Z. And
Watches it at least once a year, the full series.
And to my dismay, I also own GT. Oh, okay, that's a different one.
We're not discussing Dragon Ball Z, though. We're discussing RWBY.
That's a great topic for a different video. And on that note, I am Captain Crazy.
And I'm Princess.
And ta-ta for now.